Warning: the following podcast contains violent scenes that may be unsettling to some listeners. Listener discretion is advised. Hello, and welcome to Changing the Lost Vanity. Vanity is a first edition Chronicles of Darkness game set in southern Florida during the year 1993. Follow Katrina, played by Tillman, Raymond, played by Chris, Isabel, played by Andrew, Frank, played by Slavic, and Adam as the storyteller, as they uncover the mysteries of the true Fae and forge new paths for themselves in a world of beauty and madness. Follow us on Twitter at twin_cities_VTM for channel updates, and we hope you enjoy this episode.
We'll get back to Frank and Manny here. You guys are pulled over on the side of the road as Manny's kind of trying to he just hit Melissa very aggressively, but now he's kind of trying to slap her face away because she just slowly starts nodding off. And you just see Manny reaches down into the floor of the car and just picks up one of the white pills that Melissa had been taking and just looks at it, and he's just like, fuck, it's fucking sleeping pills or something, and he tosses it out over his shoulder. I don't know.
Do you know where Emily lives?
I don't. I never heard of Emily before.
Oh, wow.
And he just starts slapping her face again. He's just like, come on, wake up. And you just see her she snaps to, and kind of just her eyes go wide for a second, and she's just like, huh?
Where does Emily live? Tell us.
Emily, we have to get Emily and get out of here.
Right. Emily. Where is Emily?
And she just looks up at you guys confused again, and kind of just starts to slowly drift back. And Manny just grabs her and gives her a violent shake, and is just like, Emily, where's Emily? And she's just like, come on, I'll take you to her. Do
you have an address? I don't think you'll...
An address? No. She lives near the entrance to our hollow.
Okay.
I will show you guys. And she's just so out of it at this point. It's whatever the pills she had taken are just clearly affecting her at this point. And she's just slowly starting to her eyes closing, and she just she goes to get out of the car a little bit. And Manny's just whoa, where are you going? Look, it's that's not safe for you. And she just goes and tries to start walking, and he's just like, nope, come on, you have to get back in. You have to tell us where Emily is. Our hollow, it's near the train station. If you bring me to the train station, I can show you. And you just see her. She kind of just slumps over and puts her head on the seatbelt that's kind of buckled in on the middle seat. And it's kind of just suspended, and she just kind of rests her head on it. And he's just okay, we'll go to the train station.
I'll make sure she stays awake. Okay.
I'll try to drive as fast as I can. And you just see, and he just hops back in the driver's seat and just peels out again.
I want to say Frank sits next to her so he can just shake her awake every time he thinks she's dozing off.
And you're just kind of trying to shake her, and you're keeping her from completely nodding off, but you're starting to feel it's kind of futile to try to she's not going to stay awake. But still, every time her eyes close and every time she starts to nod off, you shake her and she comes back too. And it's if you can just stay here and keep doing this, you might be able to keep her awake for long enough that she will tell you guys, where this girl lives.
Mm-hmm.
And just out of character really quick, you've never heard of Emily. Manny's never heard of Emily, but Melissa did say she's a courtless. So there is it makes sense that you would have just never seen her before if she's completely staying out of the freehold. So Manny is kind of just you can just see the redness in his face as he's just sort of speeding to try to get to this train station or whatever. You almost get this you almost read this smirk on his face as he's doing this. It's he's this thrill junkie part of him is kind of just showing itself again.
Do you think Emily is dangerous?
I I have no idea. Probably not. I think it's, hopefully she's in better condition than this one here and can tell us some actual stuff.
She
I
could
mean,
be a traitor.
yeah, that's a good point too. That's a good point too, Frank. We have to be ready for anything when we go down there. We always are, right? We're always ready for anything.
Right. But I've
and
been doing a lot of work. Not much. Running low on fuel. If you know what I mean.
I do. I know what you mean. Look, do we need to stop somewhere? Do we need to?
No. It's fine. I can manage, Manny.
Okay,
For
all right.
now.
And you see him, and he presses down on the gas a little bit more after you guys, after that is said, and it's like he's going even faster now, and you have to hold on to that passenger side handle a little bit as the car shakes around a little bit, and you guys eventually get to this train station, which is like completely empty. There's nobody waiting there. It's just completely desolate. And he gets himself out of the car and immediately goes down to the back seat and kind of like pulls the door open and just kind of like grabs Melissa by the shoulder and just like pulls her out the passenger side. And he's like, "All right, we're here. We're here. Come on, now where do we go? Show me, show me." And she's just like, "Okay, follow me. It's a secret spot." And she's trying to talk and she keeps like dropping her things and going to pick them up and it's just like taking too long. And Manny just like grabs her purse or her bag or whatever and it's just like, just go. I have your stuff. Just go. And he's like completely frustrated with her and he's sort of just like pushing her along to just like lead him. And she leads you guys straight past like the entrance to the train station towards like the area on the side where the trains come in and like people can park their cars and just like go catch the train or whatever. And it has like that. It's like a parking area. It's not huge, but it's like enough to fit like 30 cars or whatever. And it has like the sort of situation where you can like leave your car there overnight or for 2 nights or whatever. And she's just like leading you past this empty parking lot. Well, it's not completely empty. You see like a few cars there that are just parked and there's no people there or anything like that. And you guys are kind of just like walking through this parking lot and you get to this bridge that it's kind of like the bridge that the trains go through. And she just hops right down onto the tracks and stumbles. And Manny's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" And she's like, it's this way. Come on. And Manny just looks at you and he's just like, "Frank, I don't know."
Should we let her tell us first?
"Where is it, Melissa?" And you see her and she just kind of like swings herself back to look back at you guys. And she just like points forward and she just starts lumbering through this dark tunnel. And then after a few seconds she's just out of sight. And Manny and you are still standing on the platform right next to this parking lot, standing on the platform where the tunnel is just like a maybe 10 feet forward. I mean, it's night. The train's not going to come.
Right. Okay.
Okay. And then Manny just like, he hops down and you see like he gets like the dust of the gravel and the train tracks sort of make a mark on his slacks and he kind of brushes himself and he just starts walking into the dark corridor that Melissa just came from.
Okay.
I want to leave that there for a second, and I want to go back to Isabel. So you get dropped off at your house from this taxi driver who said no words during the entire ride home. He just kind of brought you back to your place, and you bring yourself inside, and you're just you're wasted at this point. And you go into the bathroom, and you're washing your face in the mirror. You're washing your face like in the sink, like right below the mirror, and you're putting the water over your face and stuff, and then you dry it off on a towel, and then you go ahead and you look at yourself in the mirror, and you just take like stock of like yourself and like how you're like, how you're kind of like in this state of just, you're kind of like very intoxicated, a little bit disheveled and stuff like that. And you just feel like you've lost control for a second, but like you're home now and it's like you're ready to just call it in. What's going on in your head after ending like a night like that?
I'm not sure anything's going on in her head right now other than my bed.
Yeah.
It's like, there's not a whole lot to think about. It's
And
just
so
how tired and suddenly weary she is, and how, like, just everything, all this is just easily fixed with just laying down.
and so you kind of just like you throw yourself onto the bed. You just walk over to it and you just like collapse on top, and it's like after a couple seconds it's just you just black out and you're just in like a complete sleep. And you start to feel yourself drift into the dreaming a little bit, and you wonder if you even want to because it's like your soul is tired from all this. It's like but you feel it. You feel the dreams forming and you feel something starting to show itself to you, and you feel as though you can just step inside.
I'm not sure she has any sort of choice at this point. It's like in the state she's in, no, it's just happening.
So you find yourself in this dream. You're sitting in a classroom and you're doodling, you're drawing on a piece of paper with some crayons. And you look at yourself and you're the Isabel that you are now. You're not a child, but you're in this classroom, full of children. Everybody is kind of focused in on like papers and drawing and stuff like that. And you hear like the laughter and playing of children and stuff like that. And there's no like teacher or instructor or anything else in this classroom, and you're kind of just taking in this scene as you like just look at your paper. And then you look outside of the building just through the window, and you see birds and seagulls, and you get the feeling to just like start walking.
Okay. I mean, it's a dream, and she's not like resisting anything.
Yeah, and you know it's a dream, so I mean you don't feel any sense of danger or anything. So you get up and you make your way towards the door of this classroom, and you open it up, and you're walking through like the halls of this school building. And it's a school building that you used to go to. It's your middle school or your elementary school or whatever school, whatever grade you were in when you were taken, when things changed for you. Probably like junior high school or like middle school. But this building is empty save for that classroom. You walk out of that room and you're kind of like slowly walking through the hallways with the lockers on both sides, and everything is silent. There's no sounds of people or anything, and it's like once you went through the door from that classroom, everything that was going on inside of there just ceased. And it's like you're walking through this school building that's just like desolate, but it looks exactly the same as you remember it from when you were there. But save for that, it's completely empty, and you just keep walking until you stop at something, and it's a locker, and it's a locker that you remember because it was yours, and the number just rings in your head when you walk past it and you see it, and it's like this flash of memory just kind of hits you, and you see it 3:15, and you walk up to it, and looking at it gives you memories of just I don't know. It's kind of like a painful time to look back at, because that's a time when things started to really change for Isabel, even like in her mortal life, like when she started to go through like the physical change into womanhood, and people started to treat her differently and stuff like that. And so it's like it's a troubling time for her, even in that regard, even not considering all the stuff that happened to her, after that. But you do remember like some fond memories of just like having friends, hanging out with friends and stuff like that. And you're looking at the locker for a second.
Okay.
Do you want to open it? Do you want to just keep
Yeah.
going?
No, I'm going with it. I'm good. Go with it, man. I'm going along.
You're following the dream.
Yeah.
Okay. And you can kind of feel yourself being guided too as you work through this dream. And so you see the locker, and you see like the circular padlock that kind of kind of keeps the hinge from sliding open, and you hold it in your hand, and the muscle memory kind of just does its thing, and you unlock it, without much thought at all. You just do a combination in it, and it clicks itself open, and you take the lock off, and you pull the locker door open, and you look inside, and it's got books, it's got things of yours, it's got pictures pasted up against the side of the locker, a photo booth picture of you and one of your best girlfriends just hanging out at the movie theater, and it's weird, it's nostalgic because you haven't seen it in so long, but surely there it is, buried away in the subconscious somewhere in your old books. And you grab one and open it up to look at it, and you see some of the things that you've scribbled on the front, like just like little like logos or drawings or just stuff you do in class to like occupy your time. But when you take the book and you open it up and try to flip through the pages, this is like a textbook with a paper bag cover over the cover. I don't know if you remember, but like when you had to cover your own books and stuff for school, or else you'd be responsible if they got damaged or whatever, you get like a paper bag and you'd cover it, and you had like stuff that you'd written on it, and it's like this wave of nostalgia as you're just like going through all these little belongings, all these little knickknacks and stuff like that. What does Isabel feel as she just sort of like opens this window into the past?
For her, this would be like a bittersweet, like a look back into her life before everything changed and how simple it was. Just very much like, it's kind of saddening.
It is depressing. It's a relics of a time that's just gone. And you grab one of the books and you start to try to flip through it, and all the pages are empty because that part of your subconscious just isn't filling in the blanks. And it gives you a sense of this is artificial, and it's saddening. And you shut the locker and you keep walking into a empty cafeteria where you just kind of take a look around, and it's just completely empty. It's completely clean. It's more surreal than the way that you remember it. It's
Yeah, cafeterias are never clean.
Yeah, exactly. And this one it's just this dreamlike representation of it. But you walk through the cafeteria, and you're kind of just like reliving this part of your life in a way as you're exploring these different like areas and stuff of the school. And you see the bathroom that adjoins one of the like lobbies with the cafeteria. So there's like a lobby that this is like the front entrance of the school. On the left, you have a room, a giant room with a cafeteria and a bunch of tables and the line that people go through to get their food. On the right, you have a auditorium, which which had some of your school plays and stuff like that. And then above that, or like the door to the next two doors over, are two bathrooms, male and female bathroom for students. And you remember that the bathroom, you remember like some of your bad friends would kind of go smoke cigarettes in there after lunch or whenever. And you go into that bathroom and you push the door open, and it's a really small bathroom. There's three stalls and a sink. It's not like one of the main bathrooms of the school. It's just like an addition to the cafeteria or whatever. So you just go in, and everything's quiet. You're just like walking around, just like looking at stuff. And you see this mirror is just like completely just like dirty, covered in this gray soot. That's just such a stark difference from everything else that's in this building right now. And it's just covered in this just thick layer of something where you just can't see your reflection. You can't see anything. And you just like stare at it for a second, and then you exit the room, and you keep going back past the locker as you like kind of just like check out everything. And it's almost like you're lingering in this dream a little bit, because it's like painful, but some of it is like interesting. It's like some of it is like fun, or like it just kind of reminds you of like this like childhood innocence that's lost. And you step out a different entrance of the school. It's not the one near the cafeteria. It's like a back entrance that kind of goes out into the back parking lot towards the area where you were just looking out the window when you were inside of the class. And you step out into the parking lot and it's empty. There's no cars or anything there. You look up at the sun and you see the birds kind of like passing through. You just hear like the sounds of that, but you don't hear the sounds of anything else, just like the sounds of nature. And then as you're just sort of like standing there calmly, you hear this voice behind you. Anything worth keeping here?
She'll kind of start and turn around.
You turn around, and basically before you, standing on the opposite side of this door to the school, is just like this old, decrepit, haggard-looking woman. And you see the door that you just went through to get outside, it's shut now, and you see her face staring at you through this small square window on the top of the door as this door is shut.
So immediately there's that fear in her, you know, like she just gets this like she suspects, like she knows what this is. And then anger, like she's intruding, right? So I think Isabel would just say, "Get out."
And then do you try to like reopen the door and try to like, do you try to go after this, or do you just try to scare it off?
I don't know. I don't know
No
if
problem.
I don't know how to have her do this. You know, it's one of those things where like she's afraid, but at the same time, like she's also confident because it's in her own dreams, and she can forge dreams. So for
Right.
her, this is like, this is my head. Get out of it. You know. So if anything, she would turn it against her in some way, but I'm not sure how. Maybe just completely changing the landscape. Is that a thing I can do and try and roll for?
Yeah, definitely. So like the way that this kind of happened is like you step through the door, and like right before the door shuts, because it has one of those things that prevents it from shutting really fast. It has like, I don't fucking know what they're called. Those like air things that keep the door from just like slamming shut after you open it. It's like somebody says something while the door is still open and then pulls the door back and shuts it, and it's just like it's this haggard smiley face just like looking at you through this small window, just like separated by this door. And it's just like grimacing at you. It's just like, it's just so wrong, this face. It's just covered in these just deep wrinkles and creases, just like old leather. And the smile is just so disturbing. It's just like, it's just wrong. It's just evil. It's just, it's, it shouldn't be there. This thing has to know it's not welcome, but just the face of just pure delight that it has is just, it's terrible. So are you going to do like a forge the dream type of situation here?
Yeah, I can. I was going to say I have forging the dream. I can do that.
Yeah. Do wits and weird.
Should I spend the glamour to use it?
Yeah.
Am I allowed to use willpower here?
It doesn't say you can anywhere.
I know, it's just like I don't know if her in her state of mind in her dream and everything, if she can. So I'm asking, like, is this a circumstance where I'd be able to?
I would say you would be able to. It's something that's kind of like, yeah, you are asleep, yeah, you are drunk and stuff, but like this is like very startling to you, so you're able to pull yourself out of whatever to make this happen and to use willpower if you want.
Okay. 3 successes. So what I want to do is I'm gonna, like I said, I'm changing the landscape completely, and like all my surroundings are effectively going to melt except for that door, right? And the door is going to move to me, and it's going to be on the other side, like the door is behind me, and it, like, everything is just shifting and changing, right? Just like the landscape just melts away and the door swings around behind me, and I'm not moving at all. Everything is moving around me, you know? Because even in her dreams, she is the center of everything. And so the door swings around open behind her, if I can do that, with this thing across from her, like far away. And she's just like, get out.
And you see the old woman is transported way far away from you as you just mold this dream to your will. And then she says, "Oh, certainly this has gone sour." And then she kind of just disappears from sight. And it's like it just happens so quick. It's just like she says that, and then she's just gone.
Like almost in a scared kind of way, Isabel is going to try and like flee, like through the door, through the school and everything, like back to, like she's like everything's blurring past her as she's running from this situation out of the school and going back to her home, and just running away from this monster and hoping that like whatever caused it to come to her, that it's actually gone, that it's not still there lurking somewhere around in her mind, just like ready to torment her.
And you start running, and it's like this full sprint, and it doesn't seem to fatigue you at all. And it's like this.
Yeah, it's like a dream run where
it's like a superhuman run, and it's like
everything's blurring by.
Everything is just flying by you, and it's like you feel this. You still feel this like this haunting presence as you're kind of just like running through these dreams, like running through this dream as fast as possible, just trying to escape, trying to jump through, trying to get back.
As she's running, she's just like saying to herself, "Get out, get out, get out, get out, get out."
And it's like you feel for a second as you think it's just about to end, as you're just about to just jump through and just make it back into your sleeping self. You feel like this moment of just like trudging through quicksand as you're just trying to get out, and it's like it's almost like it's trying to like pull you back in, and you break through, and you're just still saying to yourself, "Get out, get out, get out." And you just kind of like jolt up in bed, like sweating, just like completely out of breath, just like very shocked from a nightmare. And this phrase just kind of keeps echoing in your head. It's turned sour. Certainly that's turned sour. And it just like keeps playing in your head in that just like cackling hag's voice. And it's sickening to you. You're just like, ugh. You just want to just wash yourself of the dream. It was just like a very, very, very scary, uncomfortable situation. And even something that you had so much control over and still just seemed tainted, but you were able to like shift it and escape. But now you're just sitting awake, just like, holy shit.
So, I think that Isabel is going to immediately like get up and like look around, and like she's like checking under her bed and in her closet, like making sure, like, because for her she's like, if she does this, she's usually there. And if something was messing with her, now her immediate thing is like, is it here? Is it still here? Is it in the house? Is it like is it under the bed? Or is it like, where'd she go? Like, so she's like frantically searching, like even though there's like almost no chance that there's anything there, she's still like it's like a fear in her mind.
And you sweep your bedroom like completely, and like you relax a second when you realize that there's nothing there. And you go to walk into the kitchen and maybe get yourself like a glass of water or something, and you just stop because you see something that's just so off. Just so there's a bunch of these glass cups, the cups from your cupboard, and they're just all out on the table right now, and they're all full halfway with this white liquid. And there's a bottle of milk out on the table too. It's the milk that you bought last time you were shopping. And it's weird, and you think for a second, like, what did I do this? There's no way I would have done this. You count them. There's 6 cups out. Basically every clean cup you had.
She's gonna like go over to them and dump them out.
Yeah, and
dump
you
them
just
all out, and the gallon of the milk. Just pour it all down the drain.
And you just start dumping them out, and you're just like trying to just get through it as fast as possible. And you notice this stink of just sour, just past rotten milk, and you're just dumping it out, and you're just like, oh, gross, gross, and
Just
like,
dumping them out rapidly and
yeah,
like washing them and just like almost like sobbing to herself as she's doing it, standing there in her kitchen, just like
and you're working yourself into like a frenzy as you just start to like dump out all these cups and dump out the milk, and you're washing these cups, and you're trying to wash the milk residue off of the sink, and you just like break down, and you're just like, fuck, like, and it's like this, you're just like overwhelmed with emotion for this little bit as you're trying to just like rid yourself of this like horrible remnant of whatever the fuck just happened.
yeah.
Let's do wits and composure.
Oh boy, those are never fun. 2 successes.
You're standing at the sink now, just slightly out of breath after having done all that. And as you're standing there, the house is silent, and you kind of just hear this like rush of wind, and it causes you to like glance at your front door, and you see that it's like slightly ajar. And
It
you like
it wasn't before, right?
no, like I mean, you were drunk, but you always
No, I mean
lock
like
up.
when I come in here and was when I first
Yeah.
walked in.
Well, when you first walked in, it was likely that it was open. You didn't notice because of the milk. Is like what I'm trying to say. But you know that you locked up. Like you know that even though you were wasted, when you came in, you know that you locked up.
I'm gonna call the police.
Yeah, and so you grab the phone and you dial 911, and there's a pickup right away. 911, what is your emergency?
I think someone's in my house, and I'm gonna give him my address.
Okay, stay calm, miss. We're sending somebody down right away. Is there a safe place you can put yourself at until we get there?
I don't
Maybe
know.
a room
I
you
don't
could
know.
lock yourself in?
I'm in my living room now, and my door's open, and I think someone was in my house. I don't
Okay.
know.
All right, ma'am. Try to stay calm. We're sending somebody down there right now.
So Isabel's going to try and find something to like wrap around herself, like a blanket or something. She doesn't want to go back into her bedroom and like put something else on, but she doesn't want to be standing there in like her pajamas in front of a police officer.
So you find like a blanket or like a bath, like I don't know, like a blanket that you're able to like cover yourself up with. We'll say a good 15 minutes passes before the police make it to your house. And where are you waiting for them? Are you still inside
Like
of the
by
house?
her front door. Like right there. Like with it open, like ready to like run if she feels like she needs to.
And so they don't waste any time getting to the door, and you see them. It's two male police officers. One of them looks like he's about in his 40s, and the other one appears to be a little bit older. The younger one has this curly black hair. He appears to be of like Hispanic or Latin American descent, and the other guy is the older guy. He's a bald white guy, and you see the older one is heading in first, and he's got his hand on his firearm, and he's just like, "Ma'am, I just need you to stay calm. We're gonna go in. We're gonna do a sweep of the house, okay? We just need you to just hang back here with my partner and stay calm."
Okay, thank you.
And the guy with the curly hair just he's standing with his hand out, just kind of like giving the impression of just like, I have things under control. And he's just like, "Don't worry, miss. Me and my partner are taking care of this. We just need you to stay calm, okay? Are you hurt? Have you seen anybody in the house?" And it's like he's just going on with the questions before he can really
No. My front door was open and I thought I heard someone. And there were all my cups were out and I didn't leave them out. Like somebody was going through my things.
Huh. And this happened while you were sleeping, you think?
Yeah, I woke up and I come into the kitchen and there was like milk out and it was spoiled and it was all in all my cups and I don't know when this happened.
As you're like explaining all this to the cop with the curly hair, the bald cop kind of makes his way back to you guys, and he's like, "Well, I just did 2 sweeps and I didn't see a single person here. So if somebody was here, they sure ain't here now. Look, why don't we all have a seat somewhere and you can talk to us for a second."
Okay, so she'll go with them. and to like sit in the living room.
And you lead them into the living room, and they go ahead and they have a seat. And you just see the older cop. He just goes, "You been drinking tonight, miss? Can't help but notice it smells like a distillery in here."
Yeah, I was out partying.
Well, that's none of my business. Surely that isn't a crime. It's just other than the door being unlocked, I didn't necessarily see any signs of a forced entry. Now you said you locked the door from the other side when you came home.
It's habit. So I mean, I could have left it unlocked, but it was open, and I definitely don't leave it open.
Hmm.
Somebody was in here. Somebody was in here, and they were messing with my things. They, like I said, they took all the cups out of the cupboard and filled them up with milk.
And you see the older cop kind of looks at the younger cop, and they both look at each other for a second, just like puzzled, and then they look back to you. Now, you try to understand, Miss. Most of these break-ins happen. It's usually some homeless people or some drug addicts or some drunks. They're usually looking for either some cash or some items or jewelry that they can pawn. So what you're telling me is somebody broke in here to have a glass of milk?
I don't know. I don't know what they were doing. I just know someone was in here, and I don't feel safe.
Is there anybody who you believe might be out to mess with you, out to harm you in any way?
No, I don't think so.
Hmm.
And she, like, when she says that, she's kind of like, she's not sure if she believes it. I don't know if you need me to roll, like, anything.
Okay, yeah, we'll do like a try to do a composure.
Subterfuge?
Yeah, composure subterfuge.
Does misdirection apply?
Yeah.
3 successes.
When you say that, he doesn't question it in any way. He's just like, okay, no, all right, I believe you. Well, it's confusing to me to say the least, but look, we're gonna leave a patrol out here to keep an eye on you.
She'll, like, visibly relax at hearing that. Okay, that's okay. Yeah.
And then he's just like, well, I'm gonna take another quick look around the house, see if I can find any evidence of the crime. My partner here is gonna go have a look at your door and make sure that hasn't been tampered with. Why don't you just sit here and relax? Get yourself a cup of tea or whatever, and we're gonna be here checking things out. After that, I'm gonna call to get a car to stay out here overnight. Is that gonna be okay with you, miss?
Yes, thank you, officer, so much.
And you see, he looks at his partner, and he just kind of starts to walk to the other side of the house, grabbing some plastic gloves from his front pocket, and kind of just like puts them on. And he's looking around, and he looks into the kitchen, and he like is looking down at the sink, and he's just like, "Oof, smell the milk. Certainly gone sour." And it's like when you hear it again, you're kind of just like, ugh. It just gives you this like weird deja vu.
Yeah.
And you have to like
shudder down her spine.
Yeah, you have to check yourself for a second to be like, no, I did wake up. Like, no, I did wake up. It's not still here. And it's just like this little bit of like lingering trauma from this fucked up dream. And yeah, and so like the other cops are kind of just there's the two cops that were like interviewing you or kind of like questioning you about the crime, and then not too long after, like another car shows up and they're kind of just like filing a report, and just like there's men walking around your house and stuff like that, and you're sort of just like sitting there just like shit, and you see like you see the lights from their cars just kind of like shining in through the windows, and your house is like very much a crime scene at this point. So you would just see them initially as like more police arrive, and then but as they do shine through your house for even just a second, you think like, wow. The curly-haired cop, he approaches you, and you're just sitting down in the house, and he says, well, the door doesn't look tampered with at all, miss. I don't think anybody tried to budge it from this side. I don't see any signs that the lock on the inside is broken. My advice would be that you have them changed. Somebody with a key might have done this here.
Yeah, I'll do that. Definitely. I'll get a locksmith. She
All right, now,
probably
miss.
knows a couple of different locksmiths, actually, being someone who has to get into these houses and everything, and having had to deal with people who might steal keys and having to get locks changed constantly and all that kind of thing. Like, she's
Yeah, absolutely. As like a real estate agent, you probably have like a few you could call upon or whatever.
It's
But
one of those things where that like when he gives that suggestion, she's like, yeah, that's a good idea, and like that starts centering her and making her feel more like okay, she's more in control of the
yeah,
situation now.
like you can work on this. You can get the locks
This is
fixed. There's
something she
stuff
can
you can
do.
do. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. And the after like maybe a couple hours of men walking around and looking at stuff and writing stuff down, the curly haired cop who's like the last one in the house is kind of just like, all right, miss, I think we got everything we need here. Like I said, there's going to be a car outside for you, so don't feel any worry at all. We're keeping an eye on things. And he goes and he shakes your hand. He gives you a nod, and he just kind of slowly walks out of the house.
Okay. She thanks him as he leaves and shuts and locks the door. I don't think she's gonna go back to sleep.
Hello, folks. Have you ever wished you could have an easy way to find gameplay videos and podcasts, or just media in general that deals with your favorite White Wolf role-playing games? Or have you ever wished you could find a forum to share gameplay that you have recorded, one which wouldn't be drowned out by random posts and discussion, so that your media could get the attention you want? Well, we have the answer for you in a Facebook group we run called White Wolf RPGs Gameplay and Media. The group is specifically ran with the sole intent of it being a one-stop shop for people to view or share media involving the games we all love. We take thorough steps to ensure the page does not become cluttered and is easy to traverse. We are currently over 1,000 members strong, and we are continuing to rapidly grow, with new media being shared every day. Stop on by. We hope to see you there. High Level Games, the industry's first choice in taking your games to the next level. We are a podcast blog and new media network at highlevelgames.ca. We have blog posts about all of your favorite games going up 5 days a week, and a podcasting network with actual plays and shows that discuss role-playing games, with more rolling out all the time. We are on iTunes, Twitch, and YouTube. Find out more information at highlevelgames.ca, a site that certainly isn't controlled by a shadowy board of directors of otherworldly origin. That's highlevelgames.ca.
Please, help. They're coming.
The Los Angeles metropolitan area is constantly growing and changing. The Central District is full of new buildings. The Hollywood and Wilshire districts, once far from downtown, now are part of it which spreads past Beverly Hills and out to the ocean. But why is all this going on in Los Angeles? Why is Los Angeles an exploding city?
Neon Masquerade.
The Demon's Mirror.
13 Candles.
3 Chronicles running through the undead veins of the City of Angels.
The Esoteric Order of Role Players Actual Play podcast invites you to drink deeply.
Go to eorpodcast.com and search the duets tag to find out more.